How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Battlefield 2042 video. Now for today's video, I'm going to be going over my top 5 weapons in Battlefield 2042. Now these are the weapons that are in the base game. I'm not including the portal weapons. These are just the weapons that you're going to find in All Out Warfare, such as Breakthrough and for Conquest. These are just the Battlefield 2042 weapons. Now I have all of the weapons unlocked and I've gotten a feel for most of them, so I figured I would give you guys my favorite top 5 out of all the ones so far. Now this is just the current meta. This is how things are at launch. I'm sure there's definitely going to be some balancing changes here within the next couple weeks or next couple months when they listen to the community feedback and they change some of these weapons around and stuff, because some of these weapons are definitely way better than others, and some of these weapons are okay. For example, the shotguns, do a decent amount of damage, but the maps in this game are so absolutely massive that anytime I use a shotgun and I'm just running around in this big open field, you never get close enough to use a shotgun. So if this game eventually adds like a team deathmatch mode or something for Battlefield 2042, then I would recommend the shotguns, but spoiler alert, the shotguns don't make the top 5 because there just haven't been too many opportunities for me to use a shotgun effectively, because if I get up close and personal with somebody in like a building, as soon as I go to a different objective, or if I have to fall back to a different objective, or whatever the scenario might be, the shotgun just kind of seems useless. But before we get into the list, I want to thank Royal Keys for sponsoring today's video. If you guys are looking to get different games such as Red Dead Redemption 2, Cyberpunk 2077, or Titanfall 2 for a very nice price, then you should definitely check out an online CD key store that I've been using lately called RoyalCDKeys.com. Royal Keys has a vast variety of software, video games, and passes, all at a very great price. Lately, they've been redesigning and improving the visuals on their website, and they've been getting a vast variety of games as well as bundles for special game releases and passes. So if you guys are interested in checking them out, I left the link in the description down below. And thank you again to Royal Keys for sponsoring today's video. So starting off this list at number 5, this one's pretty easy to obtain. So if you guys are new to the game and you don't have all the weapons unlocked, this is actually a pretty good weapon for you guys to use, and it's the LCMG. It's one of the 2 only light machine guns that are in Battlefield 2042, which is pretty disappointing, but it is a pretty solid weapon. I've always been a fan of light machine guns in Battlefield games because you can just basically spray and pray, and you can go a long time without having to reload. You can take out multiple enemies without having to reload. The only downside that I've found with this light machine gun is a problem that just happens with all weapons in this game, and this game has a horrible weapon bloom. If you go over to the Battlefield 2042 subreddit, there's just tons of people complaining about missing their shots constantly. Anytime you put your crosshairs on an enemy, you can just fire and fire and fire, and you just find yourself missing tons of shots. And this definitely happens with this weapon, but it happens pretty much with all weapons in Battlefield 2042. But with this being an LMG, I like to equip a magazine that holds 200 rounds, so I can basically just keep on spraying, and if I miss a couple of my shots, who cares? I can just keep on spraying and spraying and spraying, and if there's a group of people, I can just unload onto the entire group and take out multiple enemies, and just overall it's a really good gun. I like the attachments for it. Feels pretty good. It's just if DICE ever gets around to like making the weapons more accurate, this thing is going to be absolutely deadly, and it would probably go a little bit higher on this list, but as of right now I'm putting it number 5. I think it's all around just a decent weapon, and I definitely recommend it. I mean, it's good for early gameplay. I still use it on occasion as a high level player, so it's just all around a great weapon. So coming in up next at number 4, we have the NTW-50, which is the final sniper rifle that you can unlock in the game, which unlocks at level 60. And let me tell you, it was a grind to get to this point, but it is definitely worth it because this sniper rifle actually feels like a sniper rifle. I used to love sniping in every single Battlefield game. And if I play Portal, I actually love sniping in Portal. But outside of Portal, sniping with the Battlefield 2042 weapons on these absolutely ginormous maps, I'm not a big fan of sniping, which is a real shame because I adored it in Battlefield 4. But you can't change your zeroing distance, so if someone's really far away from you, you can't adjust your scope, which is super annoying. I don't know why that's a thing. But with the other 2 sniper rifles, they're definitely just not as powerful. The other sniper rifles, the problem I run into is that when I hit them with the first bullet, they'll just immediately react distracted, then run away, and it's just annoying. Unless you get a headshot with the other 2 sniper rifles, it's a pain in the butt to snipe in this game. But with the NTW50, if you are anywhere from close range to a little bit of far range, it will one-shot kill pretty much everybody, which is amazing. Now it has a slow rate of fire, and you can't put a suppressor on it, so you're going to show up on radar when you use it. It has a really low magazine size, so you only get 4 shots before you have to reload. That definitely sucks, but this thing packs a huge punch. It feels so satisfying to pull that trigger. You get that big boom and you get the recoil and the sound, and it just feels powerful every time you shoot this thing. And just going around getting one-shot kills makes you feel like a badass. It's a fun weapon to use. It does a lot of damage to vehicles, and you can unlock a different magazine where you can upgrade it to do even more damage to vehicles. This thing's just a beast, and it's definitely worth grinding to level 64. It's my favorite sniper rifle in the game because if I hit someone, they actually die. Now at further ranges, it's still going to take 2 shots, but if you're using it up close and personal, it's definitely going to one-shot kill everything, which is why I'm putting it at number 4. So next up on this list, I have the MP9. Now the MP9 is a submachine gun, and it has very low firepower, but it has a 900 rate of fire, so you can really pump out the bullets really quickly. And for some reason in this game, all the SMGs are more accurate than all of the assault rifles. Because of whatever's going on behind the scenes, whatever DICE did to the assault rifles made the assault rifles just absolutely suck. Every single one of the assault rifles feels just completely inaccurate. When I try to zoom in with the assault rifles, it just feels like my bullets never go where I'm aiming. But with the SMGs in this game feel like assault rifles because I can actually hit my targets at mid-range. So in Battlefield 2042, I'm normally running around the battlefield trying to pick people off at mid distances with a close range weapon. That's how bad the assault rifles are. But the MP7 feels really smooth to me. I put a suppressor on it so I can hide from radar. I like to sneak up on people with it. It has a really fast time to kill. You can hit people at mid-range with it. It's got a pretty decent magazine size, which you can upgrade. You can get an extended mag for it, so it can hold even more bullets. And it just feels really smooth to use. I don't know what it is about it, but if you're ever up close and personal, I would definitely use this over a shotgun, just because it has a little bit more range than a shotgun. If there's ever a smaller mode like Team Deathmatch or something that gets added, this is definitely a good weapon to use. And I definitely think if you guys invest the time into this weapon and you get some of the different attachments and stuff for it, it is definitely worth it, and you guys aren't going to regret using it. So next up on the list, coming in at number 2, we have the SVK. Now this is a marksman rifle, and the reason I'm putting it at number 2 is because this is one of the few weapons that actually can hit on target. When I aim at an opponent and I pull the trigger, the bullets normally go where I tell it to, and this gun can 2-shot kill, and it has a pretty fast rate of fire. So this weapon is basically a better sniper rifle than the 2 actual sniper rifles. You can put a big scope on this thing and shoot pretty far. It doesn't have very much bullet drop off. You can pop off bullets really fast, so if you shoot an enemy, odds are you can catch them off guard and hit them with 2 bullets before they even realize they're being shot at. If you don't miss any of your shots, you can get 3 kills before you have to reload. Now there are different magazines you can use for this one as well. There's an extended mag that can give you like 15 or 16 bullets, but the damage is significantly reduced. It'll take like 3 to maybe 4 shots to kill someone. I don't recommend using that. I just recommend using like the high powered magazine. That way it just takes 2 bullets to kill somebody. But this weapon is easily one of my favorites. I use it all the time because these maps are so freaking big, and most of the enemies that I'm fighting up against are normally at mid-range, so I'll put my 10x scope on for those further away enemies, and if I get a little bit up close and personal, I like to put a little dot scope on it. But I highly recommend it. This is one of the guns that you can unlock pretty early on, and it's one of the best guns in the entire game. So then the number 1 gun in Battlefield 2042 is the PP-29. It's a submachine gun, and this thing is a beast. If you guys check out the Battlefield 2042 subreddit, you've either seen people complain about this weapon saying it needs changed, or you've seen people on the opposite side saying that this weapon needs to stay completely the same and all the other weapons need buffed up to this weapon status. Because this weapon actually can hit targets. It has a really high magazine size, so you can kill multiple enemies without having to reload, which is great. It is extremely accurate, especially for a submachine gun. This submachine gun is way better than all of the assault rifles. It's more accurate than all the assault rifles, has a better rate of fire than all the assault rifles. I mean, this thing is just great. When I was playing on stream, somebody recommended that I use this weapon, and I didn't believe them just because, you know, I've played previous Battlefields, and SMGs aren't normally the best weapons. Normally, assault rifles are just the best all-around weapons, but no, this SMG, this PP-29, you can hit people at mid-range. You can even, if you're accurate, hit them at further ranges. This thing is just the best in every scenario. I mean, if someone gets up in your face, this thing's better than a shotgun. It's pretty freaking deadly, and it may seem overpowered in some cases just because most people are using it at this point, but it's definitely one of my favorite weapons to use, mainly because when I aim at someone, the bullets can actually hit them and kill them. I guess the standard has just been lowered to the point where if a weapon can hit its target, it's considered a good weapon. But you can also unlock this pretty early on, so if you guys are a new player, if you guys are just picking up the game this Friday, or if you just haven't played around too much and you just haven't tried out all the different weapons yet, highly recommend this weapon. That's why I'm putting it at number 1. You definitely won't be disappointed if you use it, and the PP-29 is definitely going to sit up there at the top as top dog until DICE does something to like change the weapons, nerf the SMGs, buff the assault rifles. I don't know what they're going to do, but until then, definitely use this weapon. But those are my thoughts on the top 5 weapons in Battlefield 2042. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. If there's a weapon in the game that I didn't mention that you think deserves to be on this list, let me know, and please tell me why. I'll definitely check out any recommendations you guys have for me. And if you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button and click the bell for notifications. If you guys want, you can follow me on Twitch at Swanee Plays Games Live. And that's going to do it for me, everyone, and I will talk to you all in the next video.